Namaste students. Welcome to English Bridge Course class. In the previous class we had revised about the reported speech part 1. In that we had done about reporting verb. Today in this part, in part 2, as I told you in the previous class, that we are going to revise about the change in personal pronouns, verb tense, then connectors, linkers to be used, WH words to be used and to infinitive to be used while converting a speech from direct speech to indirect speech. So let's begin with the lesson. First slide we have is about the connectors. In the reported or indirect speech, connective, linker, that, if, whether, WH word to infinitive are used to combine the two parts. That is used as a connective to report statements, assertive sentences and exclamatory. In the previous class we had learned about reporting reporting verbs used in 4 different types of sentences. Here if you see, that is used in assertive, exclamatory sentences. The use of that is optional. You may use, you may not use, it's optional. It depends on the content, it depends on the statements or sentences. Example, Kumar said, I am very busy now. If you see the change from direct speech to indirect speech, Kumar said that he was very busy then. Next sentence, she says, I have done my work. She says that she has done her work. My father said to me, you must work hard. My father told me that I had to work hard. You see, that is used in sentences, assertive sentences and exclamatory sentences. Here is the exercise for you. You have to guess the answer. Of course, in the next slide I have the answers. So let's start. Let's begin. Shivu said, Sharan, it is my book. Shivu told Sharan dash, it was his book. Mary said, how beautiful that rose is. Mary exclaimed dash, it was a beautiful rose. If you remember in the last class, we had revised that the reporting verb used for exclamatory sentences is what actually exclaims. Here you have example of exclaim, here you have example of told. That we have already done. We have seen about the assertive sentences. Let's see the answers, check the answers. You know the answer, I know that. Yes. Use of connective that in both these sentences. Assertive sentence, example of assertive sentence and example of exclamatory sentence. See, here you see, Shivu told Sharan that it was his book. Mary exclaimed that it was a beautiful rose. So, to report WH question, the same WH word is used. Now, you are well aware of the WH words. You have formed. You can say you have formed questions using WH words. So, you are well aware about the words WHO: who, whom, whose, what, when, where, why, which, how. These WH words will not change when you are converting a sentence from direct into indirect. Let's see the examples. Example, she said to Ravi, where do you live? If you see the change, she asked, because it's an interrogative sentence. If you remember, reporting verb is asked. She asked Ravi, there is no change in the WH word, where he lived. Second example, Madhu said, when did you come, Smita? Madhu asked Smita when she had come. There is no change in the WH word. He said, what is this? He asked what that was. If you remember your punctuation class, we had revised that when interrogative sentence is converted into indirect sentence, we are not supposed to use the exclamation marks, quoted marks as well as the question mark. So here if you see, in the direct speech we have a question mark, in the indirect speech we have put a full stop because we have converted that into a indirect speech. Few more examples of interrogative sentences or where you have used WH word. There is no change in WH word. The doctor said to the boy, "What are you suffering from?" The doctor asked the boy what he was suffering from. Full stop. "Why are you crying, my son?" the mother asked. If you see in the dialogue, there is quotation marks are there. There is a question mark because it is an interrogative sentence. But in the indirect speech which we have changed, there is no change in WH word and there is a change in this the form. We have not used quoted marks. We have not used question mark. So the mother asked her son why he was crying. Now this is for you to do. The teacher said, "How are you, Deepak?" The teacher asked Deepak dash he was. Now you know what has to be done. Which word comes over there, and there is no change in WH word. Girish said, "Where is my shirt, mother?" Girish asked his mother dash his shirt was. Let's check the answer. Okay, answers I have not given you, but what is the answer? Here it comes. The teacher asked Deepak how he was, and Girish asked his mother where his shirt was. Okay, there is no change in WH word. To report yes, no questions, if whether is used as a connective. Of course, we don't use that. We use if or whether only in case of when we have yes, when we have the questions for which the answer is yes or no. Keep in mind the spelling of whether and weather. See, weather is what actually you know it, and this weather is what the climatic situations, the changes in the atmosphere, all these things. That weather, this is the connective weather. Yes, no questions begin with auxiliaries. Not to forget this. Yes, no questions begins with auxiliary. Which are the auxiliaries? We have learned about two types of auxiliaries: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. We are well aware of this. We have do our primary and we have modal auxiliaries, which is what which one is that? Can, could, will, would, shall, should. Those auxiliaries are used when you start the question with yes or no statements. Example: Asha said, "Anusha, isn't it very cold today?" Asha asked Anusha if or whether it was not very cold that day. Was is used over here. Was is the auxiliary verb. It was not very cold that day. Prakash said to Puneet, "Is your brother staying in Davangere?" Prakash asked Puneet if whether his brother was is the auxiliary verb used over here, staying in Davangere. Few more examples. Meena said to Chaya, "Can you speak English?" Meena asked Chaya whether or if she could speak English. Of course, there are changes in tense forms also. They are going to see that because here in the sentence if you see, they have used can over here, and in the indirect speech we have used could over here. Of course, we are further going to revise even about the tense forms of the verbs used in the indirect speech. I said to him, "Do you teach me science?" I asked him if whether he would teach me science. So these two sentences are for you. I have not given the answer. You have to tell me the answer. What is there over here? Neeta said, "Are you hungry, Sunita?" Neeta asked Sunita dash she was hungry. You know what has to be used, which connective word has to be used when you are using interrogative or when you are using yes no questions. Have you bought a new bag, Umesh? Raman said. Raman asked Umesh dash he had bought a new bag. I know you might have by now guessed the answer. Both the answers are same. What is it? If or whether. Neeta asked Sunita if whether she was hungry. Raman asked Umesh if whether he had bought a new bag. So to report imperative sentences are nothing else which expresses what? Orders, request, advices, instructions. So whenever you are converting imperative sentences from direct speech to indirect speech, we use to infinitive. To plus verb is used as the connector. Okay, so we will have examples of the imperative sentences where we have used to infinitive as a connector. The teacher said, bring notes tomorrow. The teacher told the students to bring notes the next day. Bring becomes to bring. Prepare for the exams, my father said to me. My father told me to prepare for the exams. To plus verb, to infinitive plus verb for the exams. So if you see here, prepare, to prepare. To prepare is used as a connector over here. Chinnu, don't write on the wall, mother said. Mother told Chinnu not to write on the wall. He said to me, go away. He commanded, if you remember, we have this one reporting verbs for imperative sentences also. He commanded me to go away. To infinitive, to go away. This is for you. The mother said to the boy, don't shout. The mother told the boy not to shout. Very good. Rahul, take your notes, said Sharath. Sharath told Rahul dash his notes. To take his notes. Let's see the answers. Of course, we have revised it. The mother told the boy not to shout. Sharath told Rahul to take his notes. We are using what? To infinitive in imperative sentences to connect the parts, two parts. The verb tense form. Let's have to pay attention now because slight mistake in this entirely, we think twice, thrice. Normally people, teachers, they don't give marks for you can say tense form, but it does not change correctly from direct speech to indirect speech. So pay attention. I have presented in a tabular form. I have given you examples also over here. Pay attention and just see through the slides. Depending on the reporting verb, the verb form is changed. The next slide is going to show you a tabular form. We have the example of direct speech over here. And what it changes to when we convert the direct speech to indirect speech is over here. If you see, simple present tense is converted to simple past tense. I have example for all these types. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Simple past becomes past perfect. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. This, if you want, you can just copy it down in your notebook somewhere. This has to be taken care because, as I told you, a reported speech question is asked for 5 marks in your second PUC, and it's very, very important. Till now, all the batches which have gone under us, they have made this mistake of not listening carefully when it was taught, and they have made mistakes, and out of 5, it depends on the examiner, they don't give marks or they give hardly 1 or 2 marks. So it's very, very easy not to make such mistakes while converting the verb forms, especially tense. Okay. So he said, I am a student. If you see, it is simple present. We are converting it to simple past. He said that he was a student. Okay, next one. He said, I am preparing for KAS. If you remember this, it is present continuous tense. He said that he was, past continuous, preparing for KAS. He said, I have done my homework. You can guess what type of tense is this and to what we are converting. He said that he had done his homework. Of course, I told you I have to take an example of each forms how they are converted from one form to the other form. He said, I have been working very hard. Have been working becomes had been working. He said that he had been working very hard. He said, I bought a mobile. I bought. He said that he had bought a mobile. He said, I was waiting in the bus stand. He said that he had been waiting in the bus stand. Was waiting becomes had been waiting. Modal verbs, even in there, those verbs, auxiliary verbs, there are changes. In direct speech, if it is will, in indirect speech, you have to convert it to would. Shall becomes should. Must becomes had to. Can becomes could. May becomes might. Okay. So, usually, shall or will of the future tense becomes would in the reported speech. Remember this, shall or will of the future tense becomes actually would in the reported speech. I hope you have understood this. Will becomes would, can becomes could, might becomes had to, shall becomes should, may becomes might. Let's take the example of all these. Here I have will becomes would, can becomes could, must becomes had to. So he said, I will go with my friends. He said that he would go with his friend. He said, I can do this work. He said that he could do that work. He said, all must complete the work. He said that all had to complete the work. This was the example of can, could, will, would, shall, should and may, must, had to. Here we have example of future tenses. He said, where shall we go now, Raghu? He asked Raghu where they would go, not now, then. Of course, about this we are going to study next now. He said to the teacher, may I get in, sir? He requested, reporting verb requested in interrogative sentences, the teacher if whether he might get in. May becomes might get in. So this I have highlighted actually. If the verb in a sentence in the direct speech refers to the universal truth, there is no change in the tense. If the verb in a sentence in the direct speech refers to a universal truth, its tense remains unchanged in the reported or indirect speech. Example I have given over here. The teacher said the sun rises in the east. This is the universal truth. Of course, we all have seen, we all know that sun rises in the east. It never happens that the sun rises in south, west or north. Okay, so this is the universal truth. So the sentence, when you change from direct speech to indirect speech, you are not going to change the tense of the sentence. The teacher said that, only one linker we have added over here, connect to a word over here, that the sun rises in the east. I hope it is clear. Universal facts are in those facts, when you are converting them from direct speech to indirect speech, we are not making any changes in the tenses. Now, personal pronouns are changed from first person, second person, third person. In the direct speech, when you change it to indirect speech, we have to change to either first or third, depending on the context. Example I have given you, personal pronouns. Vani said, I am studying in first PUC. Indirect speech, Vani said that I becomes she was studying in first PUC. Ramesh said, I am not feeling well. Ramesh said that, of course he is a boy, so I becomes he over here. He was not feeling well. Shushma, your dress is attractive, Sheila said. Now how it goes? Sheila told Shushma that instead of your, her dress was attractive. He said, are you ready, boys? He asked the boys, it's an interrogative sentence, a question, it's a sentence, if whether they, instead of you, because here it is actually plural. So you means all the boys. They were ready. Are becomes were ready. So he asked the boys if whether they were ready. He said, I am a poor man. He said that he was a poor man. I becomes he. Time and place references. It's very important. Now this one more tabular form I am going to present in front of you. If possible, write it down. It's very useful. It's very important also. The words expressing nearness in the direct speech has to be expressed at a distance or far. The words expressing nearness in the direct speech are changed to the words expressing distance in the reported or indirect speech. Example, you have to pay attention. You can just you can say save this in your CPU, okay, or you can say neck-top. Save it over there. Direct speech words, indirect speech what are going to change into. So here becomes there, this becomes that, these becomes those, now becomes then, thus becomes so, hence becomes hence, today becomes that day, tonight, that night, ago, before, earlier, previous. Go through it again nicely. If time is there, better write it down. This is very important. What we are doing is, we are changing the time and the distance which we are used in direct to not near but far. Few more examples of it. Direct speech, reported or indirect speech. Yesterday becomes the day before or the previous day. We don't use the word yesterday. Of course, I am going to give examples. We are going to revise with the examples. Tomorrow, the next day, the following day or the day after. Any of this you can use. Last night becomes the night before the previous night. Last week, the week before the previous week. Next week, the following week or the week after. Examples. He said, I went to the theatre last night. Now, last night, you have to write the night before or the previous night. Example. He said that he had been to the theatre the night before or the previous night. Next example. He said, I have to attend a function tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes the next day. He said that he had to attend a function the next day, the day after or the following day. This you should take care. Few more examples. He said, boys, don't play here in the garden. If you remember, here becomes there. So he warned the boys not to play there in the garden. Of course, I have done a mistake over here. I shall use here boys not to play, right? Because don't is there in. Not to play there in the garden. He said, I reached the station an hour ago. If you remember, hour ago becomes previous, earlier or before. So, he said that he had reached the station an hour before. We have to remember some important points about indirect speech, or you can say reported speech. I have highlighted those points. First one is what? the reported or the indirect speech is not always mechanically derived from the direct speech. There are many sentences, there are many situations where directly we cannot convert from direct speech to indirect speech. You will come to know when you solve lots of such sentences in your first PUC and second PUC. So is that clear? All the sentences mechanically we cannot derive from direct speech to indirect speech. The use of the reported or indirect speech is quite common in journalism and while narrating stories. Of course, when you narrate a story or when you narrate a story to especially small kids, you have observed or you have as a small kid you have read many stories. You had moral stories. Once upon a time there was a crow. We always narrate into reported speech. Okay? So the use of the reported or indirect speech is quite common in journalist writing and in narrating stories. Factual pieces of information and descriptions of events are very well expressed only in reported or indirect speech. Once again I repeat, factual pieces of information and descriptions of events are very well expressed in the reported or indirect speech. What is factual information? Whatever happened, whatever we are reporting. Of course, it's already happened. So it is very easy to express in reported speech. Last point, emotional expressions of anger, fear, confusion, sorrow, joy, all emotions, etc. Repetition of words, many times we repeat the words. Short exchanges of talks. Hi, how are you? Had food? Had tea? Just short exchanges of talk between speakers, incomplete lines. All this cannot be effective in reported or indirect speech. I hope it is clear. Emotions, half talks you can say, or quick talks, incomplete sentences, and what you have is repeated words. All this is not effective in reported or indirect speech. They are all best expressed only in the direct speech. Okay, so with this we end with today's reported speech part 2. Of course, here I have tried to convert Albert Einstein's quote from direct speech to indirect speech. Let's see. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Who said? Albert Einstein. Of course, punctuation marks, quotation is there. Okay, so let's see when we convert it to indirect speech. Of course, one mistake is that Albert Einstein said that a person who had never made a mistake had never tried anything new. Okay, so with this we end with today's session on reported speech. See you in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.